it's not that much on it. Okay, so our next stage, we're going to be adding some teal. And so I'm going to wet the page again. Got a little bit of paint by accident on there, but I'm not worried about it because there's a tree there and it'll end up getting covered up.
Yeah, that's my trick as well.
So the page is dry, right? And we planned out where the snow on the ground is going to be. But I'm going to wet the whole page anyway, just because I want soft focus, soft edges. I don't want any crisp, hard edges. So that's why I'm wetting the whole page. And once to let it soak into the page, and once to give myself enough time and flow on the surface to work. Okay, now, and now I'm going to selectively put the color where I want it, right? And color, I didn't do that yet.
There's another one?
No, I didn't. So we used, our main color here is indigo blue, right? And then, so that's going to be the main thing. And then we add a little bit of viridian green to make it go teal, right? People tell me that one of the things they're frustrated by when they watch YouTube videos for watercolors, the color mixing happens outside of the screen. You can't see what they're doing.
Yeah, so they come back with this next
magically come up with a color and keep painting. And wait, what happened?
But it's hard to see the individual colors too.
Yeah, so this is viridian. That was indigo. There's a little bit of phthalo here if you want it to go a little more tealy. It's really pretty. And then it's a little bit bright, so, and strong. So I'm going to add more water. And I should have a little bit of complementary color. So a little bit of an orangey red to just make it a little bit more subdued. Just so it's grayed out a bit. Now that's still too blue. I need more green. So this, the reason why you want to use a sloped tray is so you can squish out your colors at the top and then pick from each color what you need, right? To get the right tone. I think it needs to be more green still. And a little bit more green. And then how much water do you want in it too to get the right color? So they, if you and it's not bad tone-wise, it just needs more water, I think. You see? So that's a good way. So you buy a sloped tray, squish out the colors that mix together at the top of the tray, mix them together down here, and add the amount of water you need, and then you get your exact color. Okay? Okay, so get that out of the way. Now I'm going to have to wet this again because I forgot. Okay, wet my page. Oops, got some color on there. So we're going to be painting some background color and the color that's the lightest color that's on our trees. Okay. Then we're going to let that dry. We're going to do some masking fluid stuff because it's going to be the snow color, this light green. So this is a really light green, and for sure there's going to be a dark green, and there's going to be, and like you noticed, oh, it looks sort of violet in a few spots. There'll be richer, darker colors later in the painting. So, okay, so now I'm going to do my wash, but I'm going to do sort of a selective wash, right? I want to make sure that I leave sky, and you can decide whether you want trees as tall as these or maybe smaller ones in the background like that, right? So you can decide what you think looks nice. I'd like a little more sky than what's showing here. I don't want my trees to go all the way up to the top. So I'm going to start with a wash. I think I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. I just want to put a light green color there. So I get a soft focus. Now it's coming up greener because I have yellow on the page, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can see that looks a little too green. So I'm going to add just a little bit more blue to my mix. A little more indigo and a little bit of phthalo. And I'm glad to see that they're right there for me so that I can adjust as I go. A little more bluish. And I just want to put color where I want it. So I'm kind of thinking, like I'm painting mostly this one, that I need this light aqua color here and then up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be adding the darkers.
You'll be adding the trees in after.
We'll be adding the trees in after. So I'm just putting this wash up. I'm going to add some water to my mixture as I go up because I don't want it to be too strong. Oh, thank you. So thoughtful. Okay, so I get my light green. And I can do some painting now too. I can say, here's some trees in the background.
What is that?
Oh yeah.
We're in the basement here.
Yeah, it's probably people.
So it's the
Coming down.
water from above. That's what that sound is. It's the
Ooh.
pipes. And make this kind of fingery by making it really wet. So it looks like trees in the background.
Mm-hmm.
They grew. Oops. And then as I go down, I'm going to make it a little more bluish. I'm doing some soft focus stuff right now in the background. I'm going to be adding the pink on top later. So I'm looking at those background trees right now, and I can see that they are blue, lighter and maybe more teal-ish. I almost see even a little bit of violet back there, but I don't really have time to do that. I don't want to do too much because I'm going to have to do some masking off for my trees, right? I just thought I'd do a little bit right now.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of do. I don't want to do too much because I want to be able to get in there with some snow masking off.
When are we going to put that really dark?
After we do masking off. Now, what might be kind of nice to do in here is to add some salt so it looks like it's snowing. So I'm going to do violets and pinks on here later than that right now, right? Thank you. I've got an assistant here. I feel like I put a little bit too much where I want my tree. So I'm going to just pull some of this off. Because I want to be able to have some snow highlights in here. So I better pull some of this off a bit where the main tree is. So just dabbing into this one and just kind of lightening up some, maybe in here too, because I've got a tree here. So if I soak out some of the moisture out of my brush, I can pull out. And I'm kind of starting to draw a little bit. Have you ever done eraser drawing? Where you put some graphite on the page or charcoal and then erase out your highlights?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. And I'm already starting to plan my painting a little bit where I have my trees. It's nice. Now we see that right now, it's got a shine, right? See that? Bit of a shine. And so if I want to make it look like it's snowing, I have to wait till the shine leaves the page, okay? And it just looks like a sheen. Kind of like the difference between maybe a glossy photograph and a matte photograph, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna need my salt. Where's my bag of salt? Oh, I have to go over there, but I have a container of salt. Oh, it's there. Salt. So since these are winter scenes, we gotta do some snow. I was trying to find some that had nice snow and good compositions. It was so hard to find. Perfect combo. So see already that gives us a little bit of that atmosphere of this kind of feeling, doesn't it? Right?
Is that salt or sugar?
This is salt. Yeah, sugar doesn't do anything. No. So this is our sort of background. This is going to give us the highlights of the snow color being a slightly aqua color. We've got the yellow giving us a bit of a glow, right? But we didn't put any blue down in the snow. Keeping that creamy color right now. And so then I have to watch for the right moment to put the snow on. Now, yeah, I could, if I want to paint trees, let's say I want to do some painting of just it being shiny and siphon on a little bit of salt and some rose.
Oh,
This
yeah.
could make texture of branches of conifer trees. So if I do that when it's wetter, the texture that makes could create a feeling of coniferous trees in the background, right? I'm waiting for it to, I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit here so anybody watching can see a little bit more closely what we're doing. So I've put a little bit of salt in while it's shiny wet. I could have done that even sooner too, but I'm pinching it in rows so that it's like the layers of branches of coniferous trees, right? And this could create a little bit of gentle texture back there to sort of indicate the texture of a coniferous tree in the background. So when we put on salt earlier, we get more kind of crazy patterns. If we wait till the shine has left, right now it's still pretty shiny. Can you see in the light that it looks shiny?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can see all the shiny.
Yeah. So you have to tilt your head a bit in the light to see that it's still shiny. So watercolor is all about timing, isn't it? And when do we do what to get what effect? And so I'd like to have just a soft feeling, even though the photograph we're looking at is this hazy day. I'd like it that it looks like there's some soft snow falling. I think that would be pretty. So if we wait for the right moment to do it, and so we want a slight sheen to the paper, and we're going to sprinkle the salt from high above. So I move my camera angle. And in here. Let's try this. So let's see, how can I see that? I'd be like maybe a good 10 inches above my painting and sprinkle very lightly over it, evenly, okay? Oh, waiting for the moment. Looks like it's drier down here, so I'm gonna have to put some down here. So you can see that it started doing something, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you wait too long, nothing happens. So you don't want to wait too long. So I'm way high up, maybe even a foot or more, and a light sprinkling.
Like christening of snow.
Like just, so you want it random, and you want to be high above so that it is random and not having spots. Because snow doesn't fall like that. It's, right? And in fact, I even like just a salt shaker from high above. Like, what am I? That's about 18 inches above, right? And just make a quick dash of salt. You're done. It is like cooking. You were saying earlier, Sophia. It's kind of like cooking. And then I just have to let that dry and hope that I get some snowflakes showing. Okay. And then our next step is going to be to mask off where we want the snow on the boughs. So we're looking here. If you like the snow on the boughs, we're going to be masking off to keep that white. The other thing you could do is paint around it, right? That's another way to do it. And just, yeah. So we could maybe try them both so you can see what, since it's a workshop, it's good to learn different ways. So, and if I wanted this, like this for sure, if I want to do this, with these little tiny thin lines, like this is more frosty trees with a little bit of snow on them, right? To be able to get that effect, I definitely have to mask off. This is pretty lumpy. I could paint around, but there's no way I could do that well by painting around.
So if we mask now, and when we take the masking fluid off, it'll be this blue color. Yeah. Won't it? All right.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going for?
Yeah.
Because you know, like the snow on the trees, I would think would be the same color as the snow at the bottom.
So we're gonna make the snow have this very bluish cast. So we were kind of combining. So here, the snow isn't pure white; it's blue. So I chose to make it this sort of the greenish blue that we see in this picture. Okay, and it's fairly light.
All right.
So maybe see you get some snow. See, it's snowing. It's pretty, right? Looks really pretty. Okay, so your turn to go and do that. And if you want it more blue, add more blue than green, because of course there is some yellow there. So I would adjust, like you've mixed a good color, but because there's some yellow there, I would add a little more blue to your mixtures, okay, before you start painting.